The Great Depression, a time of great poverty in our country. Many people were out of work and had little or no money to buy food with. The people needed help, and the government stepped in. While Franklin Delano Roosevelt was president, the government was able to help in many ways. FDR used fireside chats to directly comfort and address the people, telling them about his new ideas and giving them hope.
My friends, I have been on a journey of husbandry. I went primarily to see at first hand conditions in the drought states, to see how effectively federal and local authorities are taking care of pressing problems of relief, and also how they are to work together to defend the people of this country against the effects of future drought. I saw drought devastation in 9 states. I talked with families who had lost their wheat crop, lost their corn crop, lost their livestock, lost the water in their well, lost their garden. I saw cattlemen who, because of lack of grass or lack of winter feed, have been compelled to sell all but their breeding stock and will need help to carry even these through the coming winter. I saw livestock kept alive only because water had been brought to them long distances in tank cars. I saw other farm families who have not lost everything, but who, because they have made only partial crops, must have some form of help if they are to continue farming next spring. It was their father's task to make homes. It is their task to keep these homes. And it is our task to help them win their fight.
The government also passed a series of acts called the New Deal. The government focused on 3 main ways to fix the nation: relief, recovery, and reform. One act of relief was called the Tennessee Valley Act, which helped to build dams on the river to create power plants and to supply affordable power to the poor farmers living in the area. Another act of relief was the Works Progress Administration, which hired jobless workers to build public buildings and amenities like schools, roads, and libraries. Similar to this was the Civilian Conservation Corps, which hired people to conserve the environment by planting trees, creating hiking trails, and preserving national forests. The nation needed to recover from the economic crisis that had hit. One act of recovery was called the Glass-Steagall Act. It provided federal insurance for individual bank accounts and guaranteed to keep people's money safe. The Agricultural Adjustment Act paid farmers to only sow a portion of their crops in order to reduce the supply and raise prices. There were many areas in which the government needed to reform in order to prevent further economic downfall or even another Great Depression. One act of reformation was ending prohibition and closing all banks for 4 days after the stock market crash. By allowing alcohol to be legal again, it helped to boost the flow of the economy. By closing banks, it allowed banks to get back up on their feet again. Another act to help reform was the National Industrial Recovery, which gave workers the right to unionize and bargain higher wages. Another act passed was called the Securities and Exchange Commission, which regulated the economy and protected stocks. Lastly, the government passed the Social Security Act, which guaranteed pensions to millions of Americans. So you see, the government really stepped up to help end the Depression. All of their acts helped the cause, and some are still around today. Without the help of FDR and many of the acts, making it out of the Depression might have been even more difficult. Thanks to the government's help, we are where we are today.